Have you ever stopped to think about what describes your life? Today, I will be showing you 3 items that describe my life personally. First, I have my golf glove. I've always loved golf, and honestly, that's due to my grandparents taking me every day to play golf when I was younger. We'd get together and they'd take me and we'd just go play. It was just a part of our agenda. And at first I'd get really frustrated. I couldn't hit the ball anywhere. I'd hit the ground, but over time you get better. And my grandparents are a big part of that, as they always push me to not really think about trying to do good, but just have fun. And over time, the game started to come to me. And you get better in the game, it becomes more fun, and it's even more fun with my grandparents. And I've really used golf as a way to bond with them, which has got me really close to them like I am today. And the story I have for golf is this is my golf ball from where I made a eagle on a par 4, which is getting it in 2. And so I hit my drive, and I was in the middle of the fairway, and I hit my second shot. And you always watch it in the air and you see it tracking, and you always have the thought in your head, what if this goes in the hole? And I never had that happen. And you see the ball and you hear the flag, and in the back of my mind I'm like, could this have gone in? And so we drove up to the green, and I walked the flag, and sure enough, the ball was in the hole, and I lied flat on the green, and I just smiled up the sky. So next up, we have a shoe of mine. So as I've gotten older, I've begun to get more into fashion and kind of how I look in my outfits. And I've always felt shoes have been a big part of that, as they kind of, in my mind, pull the outfit together. So at first, I didn't really understand the shoe hype, but a friend of mine, Carrington, I went over to his house one time, and he has a wall full of shoes. And I never really understood why. But as I began to look more and more into shoes, I began to love them more and more. And I've started to get to where, the colors and designs, they just really intrigue me. And I've got to where I collect them, and I'm able to mix and match them and make really cool outfits. And yeah. So this is a eagle I designed in a welding class and cut out with a plasma cutter in high school. This describes me due to the fact that when I grew up I want to be an engineer, and that involves a lot of design aspects. And what's really got me into the engineering field is the fact that I've grown up with my dad. He's big into engineering, and just being around it, it's just you see all the cool things you can do in the field, and it's just over time in my head I can almost just imagine things that you just, you think, this would be a cool idea. Well, with engineering, you can make that possible. So to end things here, those 3 items describe my life. Whereas the beginning is the bond with my grandparents through golf and how I grew to love sports. Secondly is my love for shoes and collecting them. And lastly is the eagle that I cut out, which describes my want to become an engineer when I graduate.